Today we are going to study one of the finest poems by Emily Dickinson, that is, Hope is the Thing with Feathers. Emily Dickinson is an American poet who has, to her credit, more than 1800 poems. But the irony lies in the fact that only 7 of her poems were published in her lifetime. All the other poems were collected and published by her sister after her death. Other speciality about her poems is that she never gave titles to her poem. All her poems were given numbers, and so this poem comes on the number 314. As titles were not given to her poem, all her poems are given titles from the first line of the poem. So what is the first line of this poem? Hope is the thing with feathers. Many striking features of her poems are that she uses metaphor, imagery, symbolism a lot in her poems. And same thing we can see in the simple poem of only 3 stanzas where she has given a very beautiful message. So should we start? Hope is the Thing with Feathers by Emily Dickinson. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. Hope is the thing with feathers. What is the thing that is with feathers? Obviously, birds. Even the smallest bird can take a great flight. He can fly. Why? Because of those feathers. If we see the feathers, they are very light and delicate. But still, those feathers help the bird to fly. So that's why here the poet has used the word that she has actually compared hope with a bird. Hope is the thing with feathers means hope is like a bird that perches in the soul. Perches means alights. Perches means alights. What does alights mean? Alights means to settle or land, to land or settle in a delicate manner. So slowly, as the bird sits in a delicate manner on any branch, on the rooftop, anywhere, in the same way, even hope stays delicately in our soul. Soul, spirit. Soul, spirit. So, the poet says that hope is like a bird. And where does this bird stays? It stays in our soul and sings the tune without the words. And what is the speciality of this bird which stays in our soul? It can sing the song in tune, even though there are no words in it. What does the poet wants to suggest here? The poet wants to suggest that even when there are no resources, still we can, hope gives us comfort. Hope motivates and inspires us. And it never stops at all. And in these things, it never stops. It is continuously giving us hope, is continuously comforting us, inspiring us, motivating us. Even though if there are no resources, even if though there are no facilities, still it pushes us that we can do. We have so many examples around. We read in the newspaper that without any coaching classes, some poor student was able to top the exams, for which the other students are paying in lakhs in the coaching classes. What must be there? It must be hope, which must be comforting their hearts. If they work hard, if they will keep on trying, surely they will achieve what they want. So understood the first stanza? Very simple and very meaningful. Hope is the thing with feathers. It is like the bird. that perches in the soul. So like birds stays on trees, they sit on the trees. The hope lies in our heart, and it sings without even the tune, without the words. It can sing the song even when there are no words, even when there are no resources, and never stops at all. Okay, and it doesn't stop in its work. Now the second stanza. And sweet is in the gale is heard. And sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. And sweet is in the gale is heard. When this bird's song is heard the most, in the storm, in the gale. Gale means very strong wind. Gale means very strong winds. The song of this bird, that is hope, very strong wind. This can be heard in the most difficult situations of life. Your gale means strong winds, means the hardships and difficulties of life. When do you require hope the most? When the situation is not suitable. Similarly here, this bird is singing somewhere, comforting our heart when the situation is not good enough. And sore must be the storm. Sore, painful. The storm is painful. So in that situation also, the bird is, that hope is comforting. That could abash the little bird. Abash, keep quiet. Quieten him. To whom? To the little bird who is singing in the soul. And who is the little bird? It is the hope. It is singing its sweet song even in the storm, and it is not quietened by the most difficult storm of life that kept so many warm. Even in the most worst condition of the life, hope comforts us. It has given us comfort. It has given us solace. So in the second stanza, what does the poet wants to convey? That the song of this bird, that is hope, can be heard even in the storm. And how difficult, how painful must be the storm. Even if the storm is painful, the bird keeps on singing. Abash means it can't be, make it keep quiet. Even the storm can't keep the bird quiet. Make it quiet. The bird goes on singing. It's still hoping for the weather to clear up. I have heard it in the chillest land. Now see, in the first two stanza, the poet is saying all the things in general. For the first time here, the poet used the word I. So that means even to the poet, hope has somewhere help. I have heard it in the chillest land. What does the word chillest land means? It means the most difficult phase of your life. And on the strangest sea. And when the circumstances were very strange, when the poet thought that she could never be out of it, even at that time she heard the song, she heard the comforting words of hope in her soul. And never in extremity, even in extreme conditions, it asked a crumb of me. Crumb, smallest bit. Crumb, smallest bit. Even in the most difficult, smallest bit or piece, you can say. So even in the most difficult situations of life, it was there, comforting the soul, giving hope, giving inspiring. But what did hope demand in return? It demanded nothing. It was always there, but it never asked something in return. So in the third stanza, I have heard it in the chillest land, means I have heard it in the most difficult situation. And on the strangest sea, when nothing was clear, even at that time I could hear it. yet never in extremity, and even in extreme condition, extreme difficulty, it asked a crumb of me. It did not ask anything in return. It was always giving to the person. It is always giving to the person. है ना? So, what is in these three stanzas? What does the poet exactly wants to tell to you? It wants to remind you that hope is there, residing within you, and you should try to hear the song when the conditions around you gets very difficult in your life. Okay, so what is the thing with feather? It is hope, and thing with feather is a bird. So what is the poet comparing hope with? A small bird who is not afraid of the storm, who is not afraid of the difficulties in life, who is trying to take a flight, to fly, and he's singing passionately his songs which are there in his heart, even in the extreme conditions. Hope you might have understood this poem, a very beautiful piece, only consisting of three stanzas with four lines in each of the stanzas. And if you will see the remarkable feature of Emily Dickinson's style, there is dash. Why? She wants us to think beyond the lines given. Hope you are able to think beyond the lines given in this poem. Hope is the thing with feathers. I think you might have understood the poem. So if you have understood, please like the video and do subscribe for other videos as well. Thank you.